you've been here before. Not almost completely here, for about 4 seconds. And then something pulled you back. You know the moment. Not a dramatic one. Nothing that would make a good story. Just the ordinary kind. The coffee that was actually tasted instead of consumed. The window you actually looked through instead of past. The conversation where, for one exchange, you stopped composing your response and just heard what was being said. 4 seconds. Maybe 5. And then the mind moved on to the list, to the thing you forgot, to the version of tomorrow you've been building in the background since you woke up. And the moment closed. You didn't lose something. You almost had it. That's the difference. Almost is its own particular kind of absence, not the absence of something that was never there, but the absence of something that was right there, briefly, and then wasn't. You keep almost living, and you're not entirely sure when that started, or what it would take to stop. Almost is a strange place to live. It has the shape of presence without the substance of it. You're in the room but not quite in the moment. You're in the conversation but tracking it from a slight distance, like watching yourself participate rather than actually participating. You're there, technically. But there is a layer of glass between you and the thing that's happening. You felt that glass. You probably felt it this week, maybe today. The meal that was eaten while something else was being processed. The walk that was taken while the conversation from 2 days ago was being replayed. The evening that passed while the mind was already in tomorrow, already preparing, already managing something that hasn't happened yet. None of it was wasted, exactly. Things got done. Conversations happened. The day moved forward the way days do. But something was slightly out of focus the whole time, like a photograph where the subject is sharp but the background is blurred. Except in this case, you're not sure which one you were, the subject, or the blur. That's the question you don't usually let yourself finish, because the answer might require something you're not sure you're ready to look at. The mind didn't do this to you. That's the thing worth understanding before anything else. The autopilot wasn't a mistake. It was a solution, a very efficient one, to the problem of having to be present for everything all the time. Because full presence is expensive. It costs attention, and attention is finite. You can't give everything the same quality of notice. The commute and the conversation, the errand and the moment your child laughs at something you almost missed. The mind learned, correctly, that some things can run on a lower setting, that not everything requires the full version of you, so it built a system. And the system worked. It still works. You get through the day. You function. You show up for the things that matter, or at least for the versions of them that are visible enough to register as mattering. The cost is quiet. That's why it's hard to name. It's not that you're missing the big things. You're missing the texture of the small ones, the specific quality of a Tuesday that will never be exactly this Tuesday again, the particular light, the particular tiredness, the particular way someone said your name this morning that you didn't quite catch because you were already somewhere else. The system works. It just works at a price you never agreed to pay. And nobody told you what that price was adding up to. I read Simone Weil once, a French philosopher writing in the middle of the last century, someone who thought more carefully about attention than almost anyone, and one idea stayed with me in a way I didn't expect. What I took from it was this: attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Not effort. Not action. Not showing up in the ways that are visible and measurable. Attention. The quality of actually being present with something, with a person, with a moment, with the texture of what is actually happening, as an act of giving. I've thought about that a lot since. Because if that's true, if attention is generosity, then the life lived mostly on autopilot is not just a life half experienced. It's a life where the generosity keeps almost arriving, where the gift is perpetually being prepared but never quite given, not to other people, to yourself. That's the part nobody says out loud. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. There was a morning, I keep returning to this, I'm not sure why, when nothing special was happening. No occasion. No reason to pay attention differently than usual. Just a Wednesday, early, before the day had fully started. Coffee getting cold on the counter. Light coming through the window at the particular angle it only has for about 8 minutes before it shifts. And for some reason that morning I noticed it. Not because I was trying to. Not because I had decided to be more present or had read something the night before that inspired me. I just looked up and the light was there, and I was there, and for a moment neither of us was somewhere else. It lasted maybe 30 seconds. And then the phone, and then the list, and then the day. But something about that 30 seconds stayed. Not as a memory exactly, more like a reference point. A before and after. The way you know what warm feels like, because you've been cold. That's what presence actually is, not a practice. An arrival. And the question is why it took so long to arrive, and what was keeping it away. Here is what I've come to believe, and I mean this more carefully than it probably sounds. The life you keep almost living is not a smaller life. It has the same events, the same people, the same mornings and evenings and ordinary Wednesdays. Nothing is technically missing, but something is thin about it. Not painfully thin. Not in a way that announces itself or demands to be addressed. Just the texture is different, like the difference between a photograph of a place and the memory of actually being there. Both contain the same information. Only one of them has the smell of the air. You've been collecting photographs, and some of them are beautiful. Some of them are exactly what you wanted. But there are moments, usually quiet ones, usually at the end of a day that went fine, when you feel the distance between the image and the thing itself. When you sense that something was there, and you were almost in it, and now it's gone, and you can't quite remember what it felt like to be that close. That feeling has a name. It's not regret, exactly. It's not grief. It's something quieter than both. It's the awareness of almost. And almost, when you live there long enough, starts to feel like the whole thing, except it isn't. And that was always enough. The question is whether you can let yourself believe that now, before the next one slips past. The 30 seconds on that Wednesday morning. I've thought about why that particular morning stayed and others didn't. Why that specific light through that specific window at that specific hour lodged somewhere and refused to leave while hundreds of other mornings dissolved completely. I think it's because I was in it. Not performing being in it. Not aware of being in it in a way that made me slightly outside of it. Just in it. The coffee and the light and the particular silence of a house before it wakes up. Nothing else running in the background. No version of later being built. No conversation being rehearsed. Just that. And what I remember most isn't the beauty of it. It wasn't especially beautiful. It was just a kitchen, just a window, just an ordinary morning that had no idea it was going to matter. What I remember is the quality of being completely where I was. Not almost. There. That's what you've been looking for. And it's closer than you think, because you've already been there. The moments when you actually arrive don't announce themselves. They don't come with the feeling of having finally gotten something right. They don't reward effort or intention or the decision to pay better attention. They come, when something in the mind goes quiet long enough for the thing that's happening to actually happen to you. You can't manufacture them, but you can stop making it harder for them to arrive. The glass between you and the moment, the one you've been living behind, isn't permanent. It's not who you are. It's what the mind does when it doesn't know there's another option. Now you know there's another option. 4 seconds. 30 seconds. 8 minutes of light through a window on a Wednesday that had no idea it was going to matter. You have been completely present before. You will be again. And when it happens, however briefly, however ordinary, that will be the whole thing. That will be enough. The only question left is whether you'll recognize it when it arrives. The life you keep almost living is still your life. That's not a consolation. It's just true. The almost doesn't disqualify it. The photographs don't mean you weren't there. The glass doesn't mean the moment didn't happen. It happened. You were in it, at the edges of it, at least. Sometimes closer than you think. And sometimes, not often, not on schedule, not because you earned it. You were completely there. 4 seconds. 30 seconds. A Wednesday morning with light through a window. Those moments were real. They were the whole thing. You just didn't always know it while they were happening. That's okay. That's actually the most human thing about all of this. I make these for the moments between everything else. The ones that almost go unnoticed. The Wednesday mornings. The 4 seconds. The light through the window that shifts before you think to look. If something in this one landed, subscribing means the next one will find you when it should. And if you want to leave a comment, what almost slipped past you today? What moment were you almost completely inside? I make these for that answer.